No matter the kind of job you do and how much it pays you every month or every week, if you have poor financial management skills or you make wrong life decisions, you can actually run from being a millionaire or a billionaire to being a pauper overnight. In this video, we are going to be looking at the top 10 Nigerian footballers that were once wealthy, but now their wealth is nowhere to be found. These are people that made wrong life choices, people that were battered by the situations of life. Well, don't be judgmental. Watch this video, learn the lessons, and leave your comments in the comment section below. If you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, turn on your post notification bell icon. At number 10, we have Chiku Ilanyasi. Chiku Ilanyasi, who was born on the 13th of October 1980, is an ex-Nigerian footballer that played for the Super Eagles as a defender. Chiku Ilanyasi hails from Enugu State, Nigeria. He was amongst the 1999 Under-20 team that played for the World Cup Youth Competition. Chiku Ilanyasi made 20 appearances for the Super Eagles. He had a promising career. He played for the Ekanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. He played for Iwanyanwu Football Club. He played for the then Naipos Football Club in Enugu State. He also played for Rangers before relocating to Germany to play for Tennis Borussia. He also played for Saudi Pro League side Etihad and Al Ali. Chiku Ilanyasi capped up his football career in Turkey, after which he retired and sought for other endeavors. Chiku Ilanyasi's downfall started when he got married to Stephanie Okereke, a popular Nollywood actress. Now, Stephanie was not the reason for Chiku Ilanyasi's challenges in life. Chiku lied to his wife. Chiku was legally married to a woman in the United States of America. Now, many ask the question, did Chiku use his US wife as a reason to gain citizenship in the United States, or was he actually playing Stephanie Okereke? That question still remained unanswered till today. But that was a pivotal point in the downfall of Chiku, who was at one point banned by the Nigerian Football Federation. Chiku Ilanyasi squandered most of the money that he made from his football career. He is currently in Enugu State running an NGO known as 042 Legends Organization, an organization that is all about the giving of assistance and aid to ex-Nigerian footballers and their children. At number 9, we have the story of Mohammed Yusuf. This story is very sad. This story goes to show that you don't need to kill yourself just to represent your country in international football competitions. Mohammed Yusuf was born on the 5th of November 1983 in Aba, although he hails from Kaduna. Mohammed Yusuf started his football journey in the year 2002, playing for Enyimba Football Club of Aba. Yusuf, in the year 2003 and 2004, won the African Championship League with Enyimba, and these titles gave him a lot of recognition. Immediately, he signed a contract with Al Hilal Football Club of Sudan in the year 2006 with an increased pay. Yusuf did not even stay long in Al Hilal. Several clubs in Europe came calling for him. Paris Saint-Germain came calling. FC Sion from Switzerland came calling. Yusuf opted to go for FC Sion. On the deadline day of the transfer, he signed a 3 years and 6 months deal with the football club, forfeiting PSG. When he went to FC Sion, he made 6 appearances before going for the African Cup of Nations. As a right back who broke into the Nigerian Super Eagles team, Yusuf Mohammed was the first pick ahead of many footballers that came for that very tournament. But tragedy struck in the field of play when he sustained an injury trying to defend the opposition striker from scoring. Yusuf tore his ACL and he was taken out of the football pitch. As a result of this injury, he missed the 2010 World Cup hosted in South Africa. To make matters worse, Yusuf was not properly attended by the Nigerian Football Federation. He was totally abandoned and left in the care of his football club. Yusuf returned to FC Sion, and the Switzerland club terminated his contract immediately. He returned to Al Hilal of Sudan. The injury he sustained during the African Cup of Nations took a toll on him, and from there, Yusuf, who was a growing talent, a promising talent for the Super Eagles, retired abruptly with little or nothing in his name. At number 8, we have talented Wilson Ouruma. Wilson Ouruma is a gifted midfielder who was part of the 1996 Dream Team for the Olympics tournament in Atlanta. Wilson Ouruma was born in 1976 in Warri, Delta State. Wilson Ouruma started playing football at a very young age of 18. The first football club that signed Wilson Ouruma at 18 was Bendel Insurance. Wilson Ouruma has 10 clubs that he has played for, with 47 goals in his resume. Wilson Ouruma did exceptionally well in his football career. He made a lot of money. This is a footballer that has his life well planned out. But on return to Nigeria from France, Wilson Ouruma met the cold hands of fate. Firstly, he was defrauded by a fake pastor in Lagos. Secondly, he was duped of 2 billion naira from fake investors who told him to invest in an oil business. After his defrauding, Wilson Ouruma became unstable mentally, and this lasted for 6 years. Many will even ask, was it that village people visited Wilson Ouruma after he retired and returned to Nigeria to make investments and enjoy the dividends of his football career? At number 7, we have Atim Esin. Talented footballer Atim Esin is one of those that goes to prove that even though football pays, bad attitude can ruin everything for you. Atim Esin, who plied his trade in the Belgian Football League, is a man that ran away from Belgium just to avoid persecution that were triggered by his bad attitude and poor conduct. Atim Esin will always get into heated arguments with teammates and coaches, all because he felt he is a talented footballer that cannot be disregarded easily by any team. In Belgium, Atim Esin was accused by a young lady for raping her and impregnating her. At that time, where racism was on an increase in many European countries, Atim could not survive the heat. He was released immediately by his football club. At some point, he was even accosted and almost arrested, detained and jailed, but he escaped from Belgium and relocated to Nigeria. With millions of naira in his account, Atim lodged at the Sheraton Hotel for a considerable number of days, paying heavy bills, carrying women up and down. He had 2 customized vehicles. It got to a point that he squandered all his money. Even the hotel had to confiscate one of his vehicles so as to sort out his outstanding bills. Atim Esin became bankrupt. He started soliciting for help, going from one ex-Super Eagles star to the other, begging them for money. The case of Atim Esin is a clear illustration that talent is not enough to be wealthy as a footballer. At number 6, we have Ephani Uzi. Ephani Uzi, who was born in Ajegule, Lagos State, is one of those footballers that really made name for themselves, but their lifestyle stood in the gap of them gaining financial freedom. Ephani Uzi played for a lot of clubs, including West Bromwich Albion in the English Premier League. He made a lot of money during his playing career. He was also featured in the 2002 World Cup as a right back and sometimes as a center back. As a footballer, he is intelligent and he's fierce. His physical presence is something that any striker will worry about. But Ephani Uzi's lifestyle stood in the gap to attaining greatness. Plagued with gambling, excessive night lifestyle, and preference to local gin killed his football career. Ephani Uzi squandered millions of naira on gambling. He became unfit to play as a professional footballer due to his constant intake of local gin, which took a toll on his health and made him unfit as a footballer. Ephani Uzi squandered his money on a lot of frivolities of life, but in 2016 he recollected himself, moved back to Lagos, and started working as a sports analyst for the radio station Brila FM. Ephani Uzi is trying to build his life gradually, but this man could have been a billionaire, an example, a pace setter to show the younger generations what it actually means to be a retired footballer. At number 5, we have one of the early footballers in Nigeria that knows how to handle media presence, Taribo West. Taribo West, who played for Inter Milan, AC Milan, and had a stint in the English Premier League, was once considered one of the best defenders in the whole world. Before Taribo West moved to Inter Milan, he told the coach that upon his arrival, that he would want anyone occupying his position to be sacked and duly compensated, that the real deal is coming. This audacity created a media frenzy, and Taribo West was in a split second known all around Italy. Taribo wasn't actually bluffing. he was a rock in the defense of Inter Milan. He featured in the Dream Team of 1996 and went as far as playing in the 2002 World Cup, of which Nigeria participated in. As a footballer, Taribo West was very good, but his downfall started coming when he got married. Poor investment in marriage was the beginning of the downfall of Taribo West. Taribo West became unstable. Taribo West lost focus whenever he plays football. Troubles at home, unresolved differences, allegations of infidelity and abuse rocked his marriage. Taribo West never remained the same. Currently, Taribo West is in Lagos State, Nigeria, doing the work of a pastor, trying to win souls for Christ. The only notable possession or investment that Taribo West has is his mansion, which he built in 1998 playing for Inter Milan. At number 4, we have one of those footballers whose wealth were depleted due to lavish lifestyle and gambling. We have Victor Agali, the tall and lanky ex-Super Eagles striker who played for German football teams and Swiss football teams, is not exempted in the list of richest ex-Super Eagles footballers that are now poor. Victor Agali was a rock in the 2004 African Cup of Nations. His perfect link-up with Kanwankwo gave Nigeria lots of victory. As a footballer, he was fortunate to earn big in several European countries, but poor life choices rendered him bankrupt. At some point, it was said that Victor Agali had to sell some of his properties just to offset some debts and loans that he was owing here and there. Presently, the Nigerian Football Federation are currently trying to reintegrate Victor Agali in her programs so as to help him crawl out from poverty, loan, and debts. At number 3, we have Fei Opabumi. Fei Opabumi is an ex-Super Eagles footballer who had his life well planned out. Fei Opabumi was skilled. Fei Opabumi was a poacher and a goal scorer. He is a talented footballer. Fei Opabumi was very disciplined. Do you know that in 2001, Fei Opabumi won the Under-17 African Cup of Nations with Nigeria? In the same year, he played for Nigeria at the Under-17 World Cup, scoring a hat-trick against Australia but losing out in the final against France. Fei Opabumi was destined for greatness. In the year 2002, Fei Opabumi also represented Nigeria at the FIFA World Cup, where he made an appearance against England. Do you know that Fei Opabumi almost signed for Manchester United? Fei Opabumi's story took a downturn when he was diagnosed with glaucoma. Currently, Fei Opabumi is blind in one of his eyes, and this greatly affected his football career. The once goal-scoring machine, the goal poacher, could no longer see the goalpost clearly. He was having impaired vision, and this is obvious in his goal stats in all the clubs that he played in. Fei Opabumi played for clubs in Israel, in Switzerland. Fei Opabumi retired in 2006. He currently resides in Osun State, where he coaches a local team. At number 2, we have the late Rashidi Yaini. Rashidi Yaini, who died on the 4th of May 2012, is a Nigerian footballer that played in 7 consecutive tournaments for Nigeria, 2 of which were the FIFA World Cup. Rashidi Yaini is the first Nigeria to ever score a goal at the FIFA World Cup. He is also the first Nigeria to win the African Ballon d'Or. Rashidi Yaini has 201 career goals to his name, 37 of them coming as a Super Eagles striker. Rashidi Yaini was loved by many. He broke many career milestones, and this led to a lot of promises from the Nigerian Football Federation and the Kwara State, respectively. A lot of promises were made to Rashidi Yaini. Promises of land, promises of estates, promises of money. Rashidi Yaini was talented, but he had 2 major problems. Rashidi Yaini suffered from bipolar disorder, and he said to suffer from psychiatric conditions as well. Rashidi Yaini married 3 wives, and the 3 wives gave birth to 3 daughters respectively. In the year 2011, it was reported that Rashidi Yaini took ill, and after that very report, the NFF did not do anything. Kwara State did not do anything. A national hero was forgotten by the country and his state respectively. It wasn't up to a year that the announcement was made. Rashidi Yaini gave up the ghost. At the number 1, we have Celestine Babayaro, one of the most talented left backs that we have in Nigeria. The story of Celestine Babayaro is a clear testimony that talent is not enough. Celestine Babayaro had a lot of bad lifestyles that hindered his financial growth as a footballer. Celestine Babayaro partied hard. Celestine Babayaro loves women. Celestine Babayaro loves gambling. Playing for Chelsea, Newcastle United, and some other English Premiership clubs, Celestine Babayaro was paid handsomely. At the time, he was one of the most paid Nigerian footballers. Celestine Babayaro at that time was grossing £20,000 every week, but he never made good use of the money. After every week game, Celestine Babayaro will shut down clubs with girls, and all bills are on him. I don't know what he was thinking. Was he thinking that his footballing career will never end? Well, sadly, everything that has a beginning has an ending. Celestine Babayaro in the year 2010 declared bankruptcy after those he was owing came after him. He had nothing to fall back on, no physical assets, no investment, nothing. So guys, these are the list of the top 10 once rich Nigerian footballers, but now they are very poor.